Hey guys, I hope you are all doing well. My name is Vivien and in today's video I'm going to be talking about some great life lessons I have learned from this book by Peter Dunne. If you feel like you are a little bit lost or stuck in life, if you would like to be reminded of what are the most important things in life, or if you are someone who prefers to learn from someone else's mistakes and life experiences, then this book is for you. Before we start, I would like to tell you a few things about who the author is. Peter Dunne is a film marketing executive and also the father of 3 children. When turning 50, he decided to write down 50 things he wants his children to remember, 50 life lessons he wanted to share with them and also with us in the form of a book. So let's see what are the 50 life lessons mentioned in this book. What I have learned about the first topic of this book is that getting your own way all the time is essentially bad for you. It creates false expectation and discourages efforts, whether in a relationship, business or life in general. Kindness is one of the most important virtues out there. In this chapter, the author shares a story of a cold winter night when he saw a homeless woman crying on the street. He remembers how much he wanted to stop and talk to her, but the fear of being judged by others stopped him and he walked past her. At the end of the chapter, he writes to his children, "Your Uncle Anthony would have bent down and given the shirt off his back if he had been there. My old boss's wife Sarah would have scooped her up. Your Auntie Mandy would have rushed off for fish and chips for her. Your father, I dropped a $5 and kept going to an appointment so important that I can't even remember it now." He finishes the story by saying that when the universe offers you an opportunity to be kind, you should pay attention. Don't be embarrassed, just be kind. Most likely you will not regret it. Grief is one of those things you cannot fight, you just have to go with it. Accept it as it is exactly how it's meant to be. Laughter is a very important part of a daily diet. Real laughter comes from deep in your belly and draws out of you in waves, carrying everyone with it. In this chapter, the author explains how, in most of his adult life, he was lucky enough to have a distant relationship with anger. He believes this is because of years of practicing transcendental meditation. Transcendental meditation is a form of silent mantra meditation, which promotes a state of relaxed awareness, stress relief, and access to higher states of consciousness. Courage is the strength you find inside yourself to act even when you are terrified. Courage is transformative. Next time you are afraid, take a deep breath and try it. Integrity is defined by the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. If there is any hope for humanity, perhaps it lies in the fact that deep down we all still care about doing the right thing. When talking about persistence, the first thing that comes to my mind is small children. When children are trying to learn to walk, despite failing several times, they continue trying and they never stop trying until they succeed. And I think this example perfectly defines the meaning of the word, and it is also something we should try and implement into our lives as adults. With enthusiasm, you can change the energy in a room in a very positive way. In this chapter, the author shares a memory of a family holiday and how they were able to transform a challenging experience into a great one. Because despite the situations we might be faced, the right attitude and approach can make all the difference. Friends are people we choose on our life paths, people we can trust and rely on because we know for sure that they have our backs. And I think we can all agree that true friendships are precious and we must take care of them. The author talks about the importance of privacy, considering that his children were born in the age of information. He says that sex is a magical, mysterious, wonderful thing. It needs privacy to flourish. To constantly assume and expect the worst outcome possible is draining and depressing. So even if there's a chance you'll be wrong, why not choose optimism? Whether you are aware of making them or not, you make choices countless times every single day, and the quality of your choices, whether big or small, will have a great impact on your life. Let's be honest, gossip is never about the good aspects of someone's life. It is usually about other people's problems or mistakes. The author's advice is not to participate in any kind or form of gossip. Gratitude is just as important as breathing. Never expressing it would mean that there was no celebration of any aspect of your life, which would be tragic because even on your worst days, there is so much to be grateful for. Happiness is something you won't find when it is your sole purpose. Happiness will arise from deep within you because it's already inside of you. And if you want to achieve it really quickly, try this. Do something for someone else to make them happy without expecting any reward or recognition. Help someone without being asked. Perform a random act of kindness and happiness will flood into your life. Respect is a quality which, if we don't have for ourselves, is hard to cultivate for anyone else. It won't always be easy, but try to treat others the way you would like to be treated. In life, you will be faced with so many situations that you won't like and cannot change. If you can accept these situations, you will get through them so much more easily. Although plenty of times lying can seem like the easier way out of a tricky situation, misleading others is not the best choice. Lying can make your life so much more complicated in the long run, so unless you do it to protect or save someone, don't do it. In the most challenging times of our lives, sometimes all we have to hold on to is hope. If you don't believe, if you can't hope that things can get better and problems can be overcome, you have nothing to aim for, nothing to hope for, and nothing to live for. Creativity takes courage, and if you want to be truly creative, you have to dare to be different from anyone else. Embrace who you truly are and let your creativity flow from that. Give way more than you expect to receive, because giving is more important than the gift. You don't get to choose your family, they are God's gift to you as you are to them. Most people will agree with this sentence, however there are others who might not consider their family a blessing. And the good thing is that the word family can embrace anyone you wish, anyone who is meaningful in your life, anyone who stood beside you through life's storms, anyone who cheered for your success and happiness as if it were their own. The author describes compassion as the application of love and kindness whenever it is needed. It is extending ourselves to those to whom we owe no obligation, trying to tend to their suffering as though it were our own. It's empathy for suffering of any kind, and it is vital for our community. He also reminds us to have compassion not just for others, but also for ourselves. When it comes to making a career, try to be open to everything. Always have a plan, but don't be afraid to make adjustments. Explore and find the thing that will have you jumping out of the bed in the morning with excitement and joy. And lastly, always do your best and the results will amaze you. There is good luck and there is bad luck. The harder you work, the better prepared you are for good luck. But never trust or rely on luck to do the work for you. If you ever feel the need to compare your life to someone else's, just think about this. There will always be someone who is prettier, richer, funnier, who has more friends, a more supportive family, the list goes on. But all of this doesn't matter because no one else can be you. Just like every single thing in nature is unique, so are we. There are so many people who say things such as there isn't enough money, it's hard to earn money, money is bad, money will corrupt you, but none of that is true. Money, just like any form of energy, can be good or bad depending on how we use it. All money does is give you choices, and the choices you make is completely up to you. Remember that money is just a value system that people invented, so don't let your life be ruled by it. Money works for us and not the other way around. Forgiveness does not mean condoning someone else's bad behavior. Rather, it means releasing yourself from the pain, anger, or resentment that comes from being a victim of someone else's actions. Joyfulness is our natural state of being, which is why small children express it unconsciously all the time. So when it comes to finding your joy as an adult, which might come from playing your favorite sport, dancing, singing, or expressing yourself in a creative way, remember that joy is always there for you. At some point in your life, you probably heard the following: choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. But the truth is that unfortunately not everyone has the freedom to choose a job they love. At some point in our lives, we will probably have to do work that we do not enjoy, simply because this work and experience can get us closer to our bigger goals. And if this is where you feel you are right now, why not try to do this work as cheerfully as you possibly can? Everyone has been made for some particular work, and the desire for that work has been put in every heart. Relationships are just as complex as the people in these relationships. This is the reason why you should never draw a conclusion about other people's relationships. Relationships define us, they teach us about joy, true love, tolerance, and compassion, and the quickest way to lose one is to take it for granted. Parenthood is by far the most significant thing that most of us who are lucky enough to become parents will ever do in our lives. Parenting can be exhausting, tiring, expensive, and even scary sometimes, yet it is the most rewarding job ever. Home can be a feeling, but also images of happy times in a place of comfort and safety, of a place to which we can retreat to escape from the outside world. The 50th and last chapter is probably the most important one, and I do agree with the author that all the previous chapters have really been about love. Whether we talk about happiness, relationships, parenthood, or compassion, it all comes down to love. I would like to end this video with a quote from the last chapter of the book. We must remain full of wonder like a small child. It is the correct way to view the world. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video just as much as I enjoyed reading the book. If you would like to buy the book for yourself or someone who you think might enjoy reading it, you can find the link in the description box. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.